Caspar on the 13th of December 2022. Look, I did a tasting note on the 2017 vintage of this wine the other night. What is it? So this is 2016 Vinsobres cuvée called Les Cornuds from the Famille Perrin, who are owners of Château de Beaucastel and Châteauneuf-du-Pape. And I'm slightly surprised to see on the back label that this vintage, 2016, is 14.5% alcohol, whereas the 17 was 13.5 from memory. And to me that seems slightly counterintuitive. In my head I tend to think of 16 as being a slightly cooler vintage. Vinsobres, yeah, I mean it's very high up of all those Côte de Rhône village. This used to be one of the Côte de Rhône village. I found out it got its own appellation in 2006, so remarkably recently, but it's really the highest of those Côte de Rhône village, and hence why there's more Syrah planted there than elsewhere. I love the 17 when I tasted it, indeed drank it the other night. Absolutely delicious. We've got some stock of both vintages. Don't know why they've not been selling. This is, I mean, it's not opaque because I can just about see the bottom of the glass, but it's as opaque as you like, and as near opaque as you like, and a very narrow band at the rim. No real sign of age to it particularly. Yeah, and it's got a nose on sort of exotic hardwoods. Real sort of sandalwood note to it, bit of it sort of almost incense aroma, and then a bit of that very dark plum. Nicely focused, you know. It's got a degree of definition about the nose that I like very much. But it also smells of the earth. It's got a very rooty character and something slightly high-toned. Smells very nice. Smells quite understated, decently, nicely pure. Well, that's interesting, and I'd love to talk to Marc Perrin about the difference between these two vintages of this wine. As I've said, there's a degree more of alcohol in here, but to me the structure seems fresher. The tannins seem crisper, more lively. There's something about it that reminds me of fresh oranges, actually, almost. Along with that, of course, that dark plum fruit. It's very much on Shiraz at the moment. Nice purity, but it's bristling with those energetic, nippy tannins, which aren't really overly intrusive. You know, it just means, whereas a 17, I really thought one could happily drink it on its own. I think this really does need a bit of food, and it's very direct. It's parallel in the palate. It doesn't sort of open out and close, change shape. It just sort of powers on through, and really very quickly in the palate you get this wonderful acidic freshness to it. Yeah, I like that slightly exotic oriental spice note. It's not a flashy, fleshy wine. It's a wine of focus, structure. It's been open, what, half an hour or so. A super sort of slightly clay-like grit runs along it right to the end, and it's clean, it's expressive. It's a wine of character and presence, and I like it a lot. It'd be super on the table with a bit of food. But it's not really big enough for massive sort of stews. I think probably lamb beef cooked reasonably plainly, but a really nice thing. There we go. That's been 2016 Vinsobres. Les Cornuds is the name of the cuvée from the Famille Perrin. Yeah, say 14.5% alcohol. It's a lovely thing. We're actually going to eat it, drink it with some baked chicken and vegetable dish. See how it goes. I'm sure it'll be delicious. Spice in that, and there's spice to be found in this wine as well. Lovely.